Oh.
High atop a jagged peak, where grumpy dragons sleep and speak, lived Barnaby, a tiny guy who loved to watch the birds fly by. His brothers all had scales of red, with smoky horns upon their head. But Barnaby was round and green, the mildest dragon ever seen. Now dragon school had one strict rule, taught daily in the mountain pool. A dragon must be fierce and loud, and breathe a giant fiery cloud. When it was little Barnaby's turn, he really wished to burn. He puffed his chest, he closed his eyes, preparing for a fiery prize. Oh, Barnaby, dragon green and stout, wanted to breathe a fire out. He took a breath and gave a roar, but blew 100 bubbles more. Yes, bubbles of purple, pink, and blue, floating right up into the view. His brothers laughed and pointed claws, and chuckled through their scaly jaws. You cannot guard a treasure cave, you aren't terrifying or brave. So Barnaby flew far away, to where the forest creatures play. He practiced in the woods alone, sitting on a mossy stone. He tried to spark a tiny flame, but only bubbly sneezes came. Oh, Barnaby, dragon green and stout, wanted to breathe the fire out. He took a breath and gave a roar, but blew 100 bubbles more. Yes, bubbles of purple, pink, and blue, floating right up into the view. But suddenly a heavy sound came echoing across the ground. A giant troll with grumpy feet was stomping down the forest street. The older dragons roared in vain, but fire only brought him pain. I do not want a heated blast, you're burning up the meadow grass. Then little Barnaby stepped out and waddled to the giant lout. He opened up his dragon jaws and planted down his little claws. A giant hiccup, then a sneeze, and bubbles caught the woodland breeze. The troll looked up in pure surprise and laughed until he wiped his eyes, because Barnaby, dragon green and stout, wanted to breathe a fire out. He took a breath and gave a roar, but blew 100 bubbles more. Yes, bubbles of purple, pink, and blue, floating right up into the view. The older dragons stood in awe, they couldn't trust the things they saw. Their fire made the giant mad, but Barnaby had made him glad. So if you see a bubble float, just like a tiny soapy boat, it might just be a dragon sneeze upon the gentle morning breeze. Oh,